Thank you, and thank you. Welcome to Thursday Night Football with Calvin Dean, sponsored by the NFL Network. And I want to thank everyone at the LA SoFi Field for letting me sit in this amazing stadium tonight and do my show. I want to thank everyone from SoFi and the Rams and the Chargers. This is an honor. Wow, what a place this place is. Wow. I mean, look at this place. It's gorgeous. I mean, really, really gorgeous. I mean, this is a multi-billion-dollar stadium, and if you live in Los Angeles, you got to come by and see the stadium, guys. It's breathtaking, breathtaking. And I want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. We have week 7 upon us, and tonight's game is going to be rough. It's going to be rough. We have Baker Mayfield's out. You know, we have Kareem Hunt is out. We have Chubbs is out. We have a couple offensive linemen out for the Cleveland Browns. And I just can't see it. I mean, wow. All these guys hurt, but I mean, is the Denver Broncos, they first were just like lightning in a bottle. The first 3 games, man, they're amazing the first 3 games, but they were playing some losing teams, mind you. And then the last 3 games, they were playing some winning teams, and guess what? They lost. So, and they don't look good. They don't look good at all. I mean, tonight's game, Cleveland, they just still have their defense, and they're really good at the run defense. They were scored upon last week through the air, and they didn't look too good, in their defensive backfield didn't look good at all. And then tonight's game, you have Noah Fant, you have Patricks, you have Sutton, and you have Case Keenum, on the Browns, and then you have Teddy Bridgewater throwing to Sutton, Patrick, and Noah Fant. And then you have the running backs, Williams, the two-headed monster, Melvin Gordon and Williams. I don't know. They're not much of a monster. If they were winning, they won their first 3 games, but if they were winning now against some good teams, then I would say, Denver Broncos, they're all about that, and then some. But tonight's game is in Cleveland, mind you. Case Keenum is behind the helm for Cleveland. OBJ is hopefully playing. He's still questionable for the game. And, they have, they're hurting. They're both of their running backs. It's like Baltimore's effect. Think about that. Baltimore, right in the beginning of the year, they lost both running backs, and then all 3 running backs, right? I mean, oh my God. And now they have guys like, it's Marcus Murray, and then you have Le'Veon Bell, washed up Le'Veon Bell running for Baltimore. And I shouldn't say that, but come on, let's be honest. He's not the Le'Veon Bell of the old. He's kind of like a half of a man like he used to be. I hope he proves me wrong, but I don't think he will. Anyway, the Baltimore Ravens are hurt, but they're 5-1. Think about that. They're gutsy. And I'm telling you something, the Baltimore Ravens, it's all about Lamar Jackson. That guy's just all world. I mean, he is my vote at this moment in time for MVP. Lamar Jackson, my vote for MVP right at this moment in time. I think he is definitely the front runner of the MVP nods, and then goes to Brady, and then maybe Kyler Murray. You have to go to Brady because he's got all those touchdowns, and he's on track to get 6,000 yards. Well, the same thing with Lamar Jackson. He's on tap to have over 5,900 yards in total offense. That's amazing. So, you have to wonder who's, I'm telling you, Baltimore's been really, surprising, and hats off to Harbaugh. Now, that's another thing. They always talk about Shanahan and this one and that one, and it's just I look at things, and Cliff Kingsbury. How about his role that he's been playing? He's been playing some good, but I think Harbaugh is the actual coach of the year at this moment in time. Think about it. You have your top 3 running backs out. You got away. You traded off season one of the best offensive linemen in the NFL. You trade them into the nemesis, which is the Kansas City Chiefs, and you're just sitting there and you're winning, and you're pulling games out. 66-yard field goal against Detroit. I mean, that was amazing. Justin Tucker. Wow, what a kicker he is. I mean, think about it, man. They got a team. And last week, their defense just stepped up against the Los Angeles Chargers. If you were going to tell me it would be 34-6 at the end of the game, I would say, okay, it's the Chargers won. A lot of people would have said that, but they didn't, did they? No, they didn't, because it was the Baltimore Ravens all over the Chargers, man. They just owned them. They owned them like Mr. Rogers told the Chicago Bear fans, "I own you." He was, Aaron Rodgers. He had his press conference at the end of the game. He was like, "I just kind of blacked out. I don't know what I said." It was kind of fun. It's trash talk. I love trash talk. It's fun. It's great to listen to. But tonight's game, let's get down to it. Let's start it. Let's start it off, people. Ready? All right. Let's get to it. We have week 7 upon us. One other thing. What about that Deshaun Watson trade talks? Isn't that amazing, people? Just think about that. Deshaun Watson going to Miami? Yeah, you like that. I know. It's amazing, isn't it? That's the talks. It isn't etched in stone right now, but they're saying before the deadline of November 2nd, or it's the 1st or 2nd, something like that. Anyway, they're talking Deshaun Watson's going to be a Miami Dolphin at the end of the... Now, I would think more like, wouldn't you want to be on a team like maybe like the Denver Broncos? That would be kind of cool, wouldn't it? What a step up. 3-3 and 1-5 team. The Miami Dolphins are 1-5. Why would you want to go to that team when you have a 3-3 team, Denver, that is, on the edge? Or are they? I don't know. I can't call the Denver Broncos. I liked them at first in the beginning of the year. I was calling wins. And as of late, they just disappoint me. They have all that talent. And I don't think Teddy Bridgewater is really their answer. It is really, and I don't know why they don't go to Drew Lock. I really don't. I know that the coach doesn't like him, but man, come on. Put your likings away and start the true player that should be starting, and that'd be Drew Lock. He should really be starting for the Denver Broncos. And it's just I don't get that. I just don't get that. There's a lot of things I don't get. And Kyle Shanahan is pretty optimistic that Jimmy Garoppolo will be able to play versus the Colts. Hello, Nikki's Niners. Nikki, your boyfriend, is going to be playing against the Colts. My friend Nikki, she's a 49ers fan, so I called the 49ers Nikki's Niners. It's kind of good, cute. And, she's a cutie too. You guys, whew. but she's a diehard 49er fan, and they'll be back this weekend. And if Jimmy G starts, I can guarantee you that's a win. That's a win on their end. That's for sure. So let's get back to tonight's game. We're going to start with Baker Mayfield's out. Case Keenum is in. And we have Teddy Bridgewater. Let's look over the offensive prowess, the rankings. I like to go over rankings. It's important to go over rankings. So the rankings, as I speak right now, is the Denver Broncos are 13th offense in the NFL, the 13th ranked offense in the NFL, and the Browns are 9th ranked offense in the NFL. And this is how now they both teams have top 10 defenses. They really do. They have top 10 defenses. Both teams do, and just have to realize that you got number 8. The Broncos, and number 5 for the Browns. So, I mean, they don't look like that because they were lit up, but they're still top 5. The Browns are top 5 defense. They have some great players, really great players. And I expect, Teddy Bridgewater was sacked, how many times? 2 times last week? Wow. I just think what's going to happen this week. He's sacked twice against the Raiders, and and I don't think they're going to do much better in this game. And then the Browns, that running defense is wow. So you have the passing. Actually, passing, the Broncos are ranked 12th, and the Browns are ranked 24th. What's up with that? Baker Mayfield, and company's got to get better than that. Just got to be better than that. And then you have the rushing, and the Broncos are ranked 12th in the NFL, and the Cleveland Browns number 1. So, this is going to be such a tough game. We got both teams are going in at 3-3, and the Denver Broncos, they just don't look like the team, the ones that they played the first 3 games. Who's going to show tonight? Will the Denver Broncos defense show up? Will the Denver Broncos offense show up? Now, the Browns is another story. You have Case Keenum, actually a healthy Case Keenum, and he knows how to throw. Case Keenum's no schmuck when it comes to running quarterbacks. He is a really good quarterback, guys. And now think about this one. This little tidbit. The Denver Broncos have won 12 of the last 13 games versus Cleveland. Now, mind you, Cleveland is who they are right now, and they're a much better team than they were in the past. But Cleveland is half the team that they are going into Cleveland and playing at their home stadium. This is going to be a tough game, guys. I'm really, really thinking that the Denver Broncos, I'm going to give this to the Denver Broncos one more time. They broke my heart a couple weeks in a row, and my heart of picking. Mind you, I don't have a favorite team. But so I think the Denver Broncos are going to upset the Cleveland Browns. I don't know if that's an upset or not, but I think they will upset the Cleveland Browns in Cleveland, and they'll beat the Cleveland Browns by it's going to be an ugly game, I think. It might be an exciting game. Case Keenum might be airing it out, and he's going to have to because he's without two top running backs in the NFL. And then the Broncos, on the other hand, I think they need to step up. I think they need to start Drew Lock. That would be a huge plus. But tonight's game, I'm giving it to the Broncos, Thursday Night Football, over the Browns. And mind you, my lock of the week, I am now 6 weeks out of 6 weeks. I have called. Now, I always have a lock of the week. game. I always do, and it's not a schmuck game. It's not like going in against the Jets or whatever. It's a lock game. It's a lock, and I've won 6 out of 6. And I'll tell you my lock game of this week and a little bit further into the show. But tonight's game, definitely the Broncos over the Browns, and definitely that's going to be an exciting game too. So I had to look it up just now. Cleveland is giving away 3 points, so that would be an upset. I just had to. I can't just say stuff and not look it up, right, people? Okay, then the Sunday morning game at MetLife Stadium, we have the Carolina Panthers limping into the New York Giants MetLife Stadium. 3-3 Panthers. 1-5 Giants. The Giants are 31 plus points in each of the last 2 games versus Carolina. They lost in both games, right? So, I guess Carolina's been like scoring, and the Giants just look terrible. Their offense, sometimes they're good. I think Sterling Shepard will have a big game in this game, but Barkley's out, of course, and Panthers, I think the Panthers' defense is a much better defense than everyone thinks it is. And I'm looking at the Panthers has a 17th ranked offense, and against the 15th ranked Giants offense. This is where I call the game. Okay, I call the game on defense. The defense of the Carolina Panthers are ranked 6th, and the 27th ranked defense is captured by the wonderful, wonderful New York Football Giants. And so it's one of those games. It's just one of those games that you just have the 13th ranked offense of the Carolina Panthers, passing the offense against the 10th of the Giants, so the Giants are a little bit better in passing. But when it comes to rushing the ball, we have nothing but a 15th ranked offense in rushing for the Carolina Panthers and 24th for the New York Football Giants. I'm giving this one to the New York Football Giants. They're going to actually lose this game, I'm giving this to the Carolina Panthers in MetLife Stadium. So we're giving this game, and the point spread on this game is, well, it's a little bit better, but it's just Carolina is giving up 3 points. I would take that. I would take that 3 points. I really would. And we have the next game. We have the New York Football Jets. They aren't really the New York Football Jets, but they are a New York team. They're 1-4, going against the 2-4 New England Patriots. The New England Patriots have won 11 straight games against the New York Jets. This is going to be at Foxborough Stadium, and I just don't see. I just can't see the Jets beating the New England Patriots. I just can't see it. Does anyone out there see it? Anyone at all? Anyone? 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 I do. I mean, the New England Patriots are giving the Jets 7 points in this game. I'd take that in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. They're playing in New England. So now this next game's a real exciting game. Now you just had the Titans beating a really, really good team, the Buffalo Bills, and they won by Josh Allen's slip on the 1 foot line, and they got lucky. They got lucky. They would have lost that game. They should have lost that game. But I mean, they played great. Henry is great. I just don't see the Titans' defensive backfield, doing well against the Chiefs because they're hurt. They're all hurt. But the Titans are playing at home. They play tough. Now, if they just grind it out with Derrick Henry against the Chiefs' defense, then we're going to have a game. We're going to definitely have a game. And the Chiefs' offense is ranked second in the NFL, second. And the Titans' offense is ranked 11th. We got the two terrible defenses. We got a 28th defense of the Chiefs and the 24th defense of the Titans. The second passing offense in the league is the Kansas City Chiefs, of course. And the 25th passing offense is the Titans. They're terrible. I think they're better, but they just don't show it because why? They just hand the ball off to Derrick Henry, and in the fourth quarter, the teams are huffing and puffing, and he just rolls over people, stiff arms them. And then we have the rushing attack for the Chiefs is 9th, thanks to Patrick Mahomes on that one, that's for sure. And then the third ranked rushing offense is the Titans. They're at home, the Titans. I think the Titans really got lucky against the Buffalo Bills. I don't think they should be 4-2. I think they should be 3-3. And so it's really a 3-3 team going against each other. That's how I look at this. I'm sorry. That's how I look at it. I'm sorry if you're a Titan fan. But, I mean, I'm telling you the truth, aren't I? So I'm looking at the Titans losing this game. I think the Kansas City Chiefs are going to beat the Titans. I don't think the Titans are going to be able to hold back Patrick Mahomes' air attack. Now, mind you, the running game of the Chiefs, they have Damian Williams. He's back, I believe. And what else? The Chiefs are giving 5.5 points to the Titans. Now, I think it's going to be a tighter game than that. I think that would be a good bet. That's just me. The Titans bet this last week, where they with the Buffalo Bills, Buffalo was giving some righteous points, and the Titans turned that back. I think the Kansas City Chiefs will win by 1 or 2, 3 points, and that's my gist. That's my pick on that one. The next one we have the Washington football team going into Green Bay. This is a game, especially. I mean, you have the 31st defense of the Washington football team. The Washington football team, 31 out of 32. They're ranked 31st. That's how terrible they are. And they're playing the Green Bay Packers in Green Bay. I mean, Washington has allowed 31 points per game this season, the most in the NFL. 31 points per game. It's unheard of. And Green Bay's giving 9.5 points. Man, I think the Green Bay Packers will probably win by like 17, 18 points. This is definitely going to be my lock game of the week. My lock game of the week is the Green Bay Packers winning at home over the Washington football team. And definitely, I think the Washington football team is a better team, their offense. I love Heineke. And I love Heineken. I had to say that. The rushing attack is 16th and 17th. So, I mean, I think Washington will stay in a close game until the end, and then the Packers will pull it out. It'll be like 38 to 24 or something like that. Most likely the Packers will win on the points. But, I'm not that type of a picker. I don't really pick on the points, but I want to give everyone the point spread. And you have to listen to how I think the team's going to win, and you have to bet accordingly to that if you're a betting person on the NFL Network. We have the next game on the docket. We have the Atlanta Falcons going into the Miami Dolphins, who's Tua Tagovailoa. He looked okay last week. He wasn't like all world, but he did look good. He did look good, and I just don't see. I think the Falcons, they're going to win this game hands down, and the Falcons will be 3-3 at the end of this game. And they're coming on. They usually do that. They lose the first few games, and then they start winning. And I think the Falcons, if they win out, they'll be definitely a powerhouse, especially that offense. They're picking it up, and I think definitely the Atlanta Falcons will beat the Miami Dolphins in Miami. This is an interesting game. It's an interesting game. Atlanta's giving them 2.5 points. I think it's going to be more than 2.5 points. I really do. I think they'll probably beat them by maybe 6 or 7 or maybe 9 points. But it'll be a good game. Falcons will win over the Dolphins. The next game, we have an interesting game, very interesting, because we have both teams are flying high, really flying high. We have the 4-2 Cincinnati Bengals against the 5-1 Baltimore Ravens. The offense against offense. So we have the 19th ranked offense of the Cincinnati Bengals against the 4th ranked offense of the Baltimore Ravens. And then we have the defense is the 11th ranked defense against the 19th ranked defense of the Ravens. Now the Ravens did step it up against the Los Angeles Chargers, and I thought that was a great game. I think it was a great game. I really do. And I think they're a better defense than the 19th ranking that they're giving them. So I'm going to definitely look at the passing, 11th for Baltimore. Lamar Jackson's looking all world. And same as Burrows. Joe Burrows is just amazing. Jamar Chase, he looks good. Higgins is back. Boyd. Mickens is just running out of his mind. So this is going to be an interesting game. It's going to be in M&T Bank Stadium. That's in Baltimore. It's at the early game. It's 10 a.m. game back east. 1 p.m. game in the West Coast. My hometown, the West Coast. I'm going to give this one to the Baltimore Ravens. I think they're a better team than the Cincinnati Bengals. Better watch it. They're going to play you tough. They're going to play you very, very tough. I think the Baltimore Ravens will win this game, but I don't think they'll win hands down. I don't think they'll destroy them or anything like that. I think they'll beat them by a few points. It'll be Justin Tucker in the end with a 43-yard field goal to win it for the Baltimore Ravens. The next game we have, the Los Angeles Rams against the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions. Wow. No, they're not. Stop that. Come on now. I mean, Detroit Lions. Oh yeah, stop it. Anyway, they just don't. They might play the Rams, really, really tough. This is Jared Goff and Matthew Stafford facing both former teams. Jared Goff is kind of pissed off. I think Jared will have a great game. I think he will. I think he's going to have a great game. I think Matthew Stafford will have a phenomenal game as well. The Lions will end up 0-7 at the end of this game. I'm giving this to the Los Angeles Rams, and they're giving them 15.5 points. That's an interesting point spread, guys. It was 17, now it's 15.5. I don't know if the Rams are going to beat them by 15.5 points. I just don't know. But I think the Detroit Lions will keep it closer than everyone thinks. And then we have the next game. We have the Eagles going into Las Vegas Raiders. And the Raiders without John Gruden. They did great last week, didn't they? They surprised me. I thought they'd be all off book. And I thought they wouldn't really be paying attention to anything other than, the John Gruden saga. And I don't know. This game's an interesting game. You have the 18th ranked offense, which would be the Eagles against the 10th ranked offense of the Raiders. The defense is 14th and 16th. 14th goes to the Eagles, 16th goes to the Raiders. The passing offense, this is where it's at. 21st for the Philadelphia Eagles and 3rd for the Las Vegas Raiders. But then there you got the rushing, and the rushing for the Eagles are 13th, and the rushing for the Raiders is 29th. Ugh. They're going to have to get Jacobs the ball more on this game. Philadelphia's won 3 out of 4 games versus Las Vegas Raiders. That's something to think about. This is going to be an interesting game. I just don't see the Raiders losing at home. I think Henry Ruggs is going to go off, and I think the Carr is going to end up 5-2 at the end of this game, and John Gruden's going to be going scratching his head. Why was I a racist? Why was I a racist? John Gruden, why was I a racist? Why? Why? Well, that's what happens, John. We don't need people like you. The whole society doesn't need people like you. Good riddance to John Gruden, that's for sure. The next game, I gave that to the Raiders, guys. Next game is the Cardinals going into the Arizona, and they're 6-0, and they'll be 7-0 against the Houston Texans. I'm not even going to look over that game. I'm just not. It's going to be a blowout. I really will be a blowout, and I just don't see them even coming close to the Arizona Cardinals. I just don't see them coming close. So the next game, we have the Chicago Bears coming into Tampa Bay. Rookie quarterbacks are 5-20 versus Tom Brady all time. That's something to think about. The Buccaneers, I think they're going to try to get after Justin Fields. Justin Fields might have a good game, but they're not going to be able to stop the Buccaneers offense. They just won't in this game. I'm giving this game to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Mr. GOAT himself. And that's a fact, Jack. That's the Sunday late game. And we do have the Sunday night game at Levi Stadium in San Francisco. Yes, Nikki's Niners, the San Francisco 49ers, are playing the Indianapolis Colts. Now, the Colts are 2-4. The Niners are 2-3. You know what? The Indianapolis has won 4 straight games against San Francisco. 4 straight games. They look good. I mean, Jonathan Taylor looks awesome. Carson Wentz has settled in, and he's been doing well. Now, I don't know how Carson Wentz is going to do against the San Francisco 49ers pass rush. That's going to be interesting. If Jimmy G starts, the 49ers will win. If Jimmy G doesn't start, the 49ers will most likely lose. So this game is contingency on who starts for the Niners, or and I'm just going to give this game. I know that Indianapolis won 4 straight games against the 49ers. I just don't see the 49ers. I don't know. It just is such a hard. Jimmy G starts, we got a Niners victory. I'm going to do the Niners. I'm just going to do it right now. They're a 3.5 favorite over the Colts. And I know the Colts have won 4 straight games, but no, sorry, people. I'm giving this to the San Francisco 49ers over the Indianapolis Colts. Nikki's Niners. Nikki should be happy. They're going to win. The next game is going to be wow, what a game. A Monday Night Football game. We have the New Orleans Saints. And you know which New Orleans Saints is going to show up. The New Orleans Saints are giving 5.5 points to the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle, mind you, in Seattle. Look what Seattle did last week. I mean, they have virtually really no running back other than Alex Collins, and their passing attack was but this game is such an important game for Seattle. Seattle's 2-4. The Saints are 3-2. The Saints are favored by 5.5 points. This is going to be my upset special of the week. My upset special of the week. The upset special of the week will be the Seattle Seahawks winning at home against the New Orleans Saints. The Saints will end up at 3-3 at the end of this game, and the Seahawks will be at 3-4 and still in the hunt for the playoffs. The Seattle Seahawks are a good team. I think they did well last week in the second half when they just started running the ball, and they running the ball, and they started doing really well, and they almost won. They just had that one strip sack the Cowboys did, and if they didn't, then they just they would have. I thought they would have won, to be honest. But on the other hand, the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, what can you say about them? They're really, really, really good, and it's hard to beat them. That's for sure. Excuse me, it was the Steelers. Excuse me. They lost in overtime against the Steelers. The Seattle Seahawks did. And I was thinking about the Dallas Cowboys' overtime victory against the Patriots. They looked great. I could not believe Mac Jones on that one pass. It was like Dallas take over and then Mac Jones, Dallas G.D. Diggs, Mr. Diggs, interception, pick six, and then Mac Jones comes right back and throws a bomb, beats Diggs, and then the Patriots go up and tie the score, and then they go into overtime, and the Cowboys win. But the Seattle Seahawks, they looked really, really good last week. They did. They played well in the second half, and I think they're going to play well against the New Orleans Saints, and they are definitely going to beat the New Orleans Saints. And that's the whole week 7, people. We have let's go over it really, really quickly. Don't want to take too much time off of your busy schedules. So this is the rundown for week 7, the winners and losers. I'm picking the Browns to lose to the Broncos tonight. I think the Broncos are going to beat the Browns in Cleveland. That's going to be an upset. I'm picking the Panthers of the Giants, the Patriots of the Jets, the Chiefs over the Titans, which it's going to be a very, very tight game. Very, very tight game. I think it's going to be like a 1 or 2 point game on that end. And then we have the lock of the week is the Packers over the Washington football team. The next game, I have the Falcons over the Dolphins. That could go either way, but I think the Falcons are going to win. Sometimes I just wonder about the Falcons. It's like, are you going to win this week? Or which team is going to, step up? You don't know. You don't know. It's going to be in Miami too, so that's going to be an interesting game. Then we have the Ravens at home against the Bengals. That's going to be a tough game. Lamar Jackson's 5-0 career against the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm giving this one to the Ravens. I'm giving the Rams, of course, a victory over the Lions. I think the Lions might beat the spread of 15.5 points. I'm telling you that. But I think the Rams will beat the Lions. The Rams might come out a little flat in this game because of Detroit. Detroit will be playing their guts out, and that's what I think. That's why I think they'll beat the point spread. And then we have the Raiders over the Philadelphia Eagles. I really think the Raiders are all that. I really do. Too bad about John Gruden. Too bad. We won't get into that. And then we have the Arizona Cardinals hosting the Houston Texans. They're just too big. They're too good. They're just too good. The Cardinals. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers over the Bears. That's going to be an interesting game. I think, Tom Brady's 5-20 against all time against rookie starting quarterbacks. So, I mean, that's, the starting quarterbacks are starting rookie quarterbacks. The starting rookie quarterbacks are 5-20 against Tom Brady all time. I mean, Tom Brady is 20-5 against these people. I mean, come on. But still, they're a better team than the Chicago Bears. The next game, Nicky's Niners. Nicky's Niners going to beat the Indianapolis Colts in San Francisco. And I'm telling you something, it's at Levi's Stadium. And I think the San Francisco 49ers, I really believe that Jimmy G is going to be starting. He starts, and that's a win. That is an instant win. And for the upset special of the week would be the Seattle Seahawks beating the New Orleans Saints in Seattle. And that is an upset. That is definitely upset. I'm just going to give it up to all my friends. My one friend who is very dear to me, his name is Chris, and he has COVID. He just came down with COVID. I believe it was a couple days ago. He's been really, really ill. I wish you the best, my brother, the best. Speedy recovery. People remember it's still going on. Wear a mask. Be really diligent in keeping yourself safe. Wash your hands. Make sure you social distance and get vaccinated. Just get vaccinated. It's nothing bad. It's a shot. Big deal. And it saves lives. 98% of the people that are in the hospital, 99.9% of the people that are in the hospital from COVID are unvaccinated. Did you hear me? Unvaccinated, 99.9% of the people. So think about that one, okay? Let's just chillax, get vaccinated. Let's beat this thing. Okay, people? Love you. See you next week. This is Calvin Dean with the Calvin Dean Thursday Night Football, sponsored by the NFL Network.